Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back. Our guest today is my good friend Mike Melissinos. Mike is the founder of Melissinos Trading. His investment firm employs a systematic trend following approach that is very unique. Welcome back, sir.
Ivan, how are you?
I'm doing really good. It's a huge pleasure having you come down. I wanted to get you down to talk about everything that's happening on the economic landscape and, all the excitement that's happening in gold right now, hitting new all-time highs. What are your thoughts right now for precious metals hitting the new all-time highs?
Hey, I'm just hanging on to my long position as I've been in gold for a long time now, and I added to silver this week. I think silver has had a little bit more of I say it hasn't been as strong of a trend over the last year or so
Right.
as gold, but yeah, I added to that one this week, and uh, I still have positions. I noticed like in the shorts that I've had as well, starting to trim those back, and hope who knows, maybe they can um, turn into longs again, which I prefer. But the charts are suggesting higher prices. And this is all kind of while the US dollar has been like fairly strong as well, so um, it's kind of interesting to see them both kind of occur at the same time. Um, I think some people are probably under the impression without really doing any real work and lack imagination, like, oh well, if dollar's up, like everything else is going to be like all the commodities are going to be down, especially precious metals and Bitcoin and stuff like that. It's
Right.
not always the case, and it doesn't need to be the case. So I like when I'm seeing this kind of divergence a bit, seeing them both kind of go up by and large over the last, long term. I'm not talking, short term correlations because it's all chaos in the short run, but over the last 6, 12 months, they're trending kind of in the same direction. So we got to see what the fundamental drivers of all, now that Trump's in, they're working on their reconciliation bill. Mostly, I think it's theatrics. The guess what they're going to do? They're going to spend more than they make.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do? Where are they going to get the money to spend that they don't have? The Fed, or issue bonds to whoever the hell else will buy them.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I continue to see these deficits, continue to see debt. This is a runaway train, and it's never going to stop until we hit a real a reset button type of event, which won't be fun. But it's just coming down the pike. Just never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, you absolutely nailed it there, Mike. What about tariffs? How do you think tariffs are affecting gold prices or just the global economy in general? Is it good, bad? What are your thoughts?
I think that to use the proper definitions of inflation, old timers, uh, inflation is historically, money supply growth, debt growth, more money sloshing around the system. Tariffs are not, don't fall under that definition of inflation. Could they raise prices? Yes, they can. Yes. Um, that is the design of what they're meant to do. Only if the demand sustains itself.
As you know, I'm a big fan of gold and silver, so I can't think of a better platform to partner with than Gold Republic. Gold Republic sells and stores physical precious metals in a simple, secure, and safe way with a buyback guarantee. You can access your portfolio 24/7 via their unique app, which is available for iOS and Android. And the best thing is, I can give you a 20% discount on the transaction fees with the code SILVER20. The link is in the description below. Check them out.
you
Right.
know. So okay, you get to a point where people are like, "This is too much. I'm not buying it. I can't afford it." The economy's going through a contraction, so yeah. I just the demand shrinks, and then oh well, those tariffs are going to stay there, but okay, you just get less people buying them, so you get price declines. It's like, well, that's no, I thought they were going to have the opposite effect. I thought they were going to be inflationary. Oh, you mean price is rising. That's what you mean by inflation, right?
Right.
Yes, that's what I mean. Well, okay, well, hold on. We gotta get together and get our definitions right and make sure we know what we're saying. But the money printing, the stimulus packages, the money they don't have, all the spending, yada yada yada, that's inflationary. Because the money supply just continues to grow, and like I've seen those charts too. The M2 global M2, they're doing this again. They're
Yeah.
going up after a 22, 23 kind of lull year, 2022, 23 lull. Now they're going back up again. Now I think these tariffs can increase prices for a bit, of course, as long as the demand doesn't get whacked too hard for
Right.
whatever reason. It could be tariff related, which it will be tariff related likely. It could be other things too, just like regular business contraction type stuff, and who knows. Um, so I think there will be people who start yelling, "See, I told you these tariffs were inflationary, and they were, hold on. There's the bigger, deeper picture going on, which is money supply, debt, spending in general. So I think they can have an effect on higher prices. Yes, and I think the market's already kind of like suggesting that we've seen crazy volatility in the last week, at least in
Yeah.
like in the currency markets,
Yeah.
um, and which countries he's gonna go to next to say you're on my list. You owe us X. Um, so yeah, we just like it's kind of a very fluid situation because it seems like he's not hell bent. Trump's not hell bent yet on no, I don't care what you say. This is what we're doing. He's like, all
Right.
right. It's just like we'll talk. All right, we'll talk. You
Yeah, like
know,
maybe as a negotiation tactic or something.
yeah. And it's really hard to predict these things on what the final outcome is going to be, like what the actual tariff is going to be on what, when, for how long. Eh, you know, that
Yeah.
stuff is kind of confusing and um, very volatile. So yeah, this is why hey, the trends are pointing towards higher metals. Now it's turning higher commodities in general. Now like energy starting to back up again. We're seeing nat gas in the
Right.
U.S. and overseas, crude oil again, carbon emissions up. Um, what else? Yeah, and yeah, the metals, they've been in play for a while, but now we're starting to see the shorts kind of get exited, at least in the trend following point of view, and then some of the grains as well. They've been beaten down after the Russia Ukraine started to jump off
Absolutely.
in 22. So hey, it's just arguing on is this inflationary? This like yes, it's all inflationary because they just keep spending. They're out of their minds. Like
Yeah, they'll
we're
never
gonna
stop.
get higher prices. We're gonna get like $50 wheat one day. We're gonna get you think $12 eggs or what? Wait until it's 40, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, because we're gonna go there. That's what's gonna happen, and
Yeah.
that will happen when there is such a business contraction. You don't get eggs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
that's where it's
it'll be chaos.
yeah, that's where it's chaos, and then we were like, okay, hold on, let's talk. We gotta rethink what we're doing. This ain't working. um,
What other things are I guess are concerning you? Before you go, I guess would be your other things that are concerning you in the economy, and what would be your main piece of advice for people out there trying to protect themselves? Hello, my fellow silver and gold stacker. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the channel. Subscribe, please like the video, and also hit the notification bell. keep stacking?
uh, Learn. I'd say, yeah, the piece of advice is to adopt an adaptive approach, because by the time you figure these things out, like again, these things are so complicated, um, that by the time you start to figure things out, get your story straight, get your opinion, and yada yada, all that, the trend could be gone. You need to act fast with risk control, and be open to kind of correlations breaking down, historical norms that you've been used to breaking down.
Yeah.
Dollar up, commodities up. Like what? Stocks down, bonds down. What? I thought they were supposed to do that and that.
Yeah.
No, no. Like we're always, the markets are always changing, and there's always this element of unexpected. So I think that you need to just be flexible, and you need to have risk control. A lot of people today just seem very complacent and very, almost dare I say, arrogant.
Right.
Um, Especially the index fund crowd that's just been so used to U.S. stock dominance that what happens is they all just start holding the same things. It's a
Yeah.
very
No.
crowded trade, and then they're like, "What do I need anything else for?" It's like, yeah, because they've gotten used to this recent past of this is how it is now. No, 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 no. Dangerous way to think in the markets. No, it's how it's been recently, and you need to be able to be flexible. Like this might end.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
So yeah. So I mean, as someone I'm still long stocks, yes, because that's the trend. Fine, great. And still short bonds. Betting on yields continue to rise, and we'll see. Hey, we'll see. But and then I'm still, like I said last episode, like I still have my very large U.S. dollar position, and and that's across a lot of, like, a dozen different currencies. It's not just one bet. It's not like euro dollar or something like that. So it's a lot of different ones, but yeah, these are the trends I see right now. Dollar up, stock still up, yields up ish. It's not as strong as it was, and now energy's up, precious metals up, and now the rest of commodities
We're
outside of
starting to
those
go up.
outside of those few soft markets like cocoa, orange juice, and coffee that have been trending strongly for a while. The other ones are starting to turn.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, then like the base metals, like
Yeah.
the coppers and the aluminums and things, like they've been trying to go down, but they're just not. They're
Yeah,
like
no.
kind of like stagnating, and like I think they're starting to lift, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, no,
Um,
absolutely. I agree with you, Mike. But I just want to thank you so much for coming down to us and talking to the whole silver and gold community, and just seeing your points of view, because it's always a breath of fresh air having you on. I'm gonna put your links in the description below so everyone can connect with you. But I just want to thank you so much for coming down.
Got it, man. Awesome.
Talk to you
Fun
soon.
talking.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk soon.
Talk soon.